Are you a playwright looking for advice on how to get your play produced? Hi, I'm David Lane, Head of Writing at Bristol Old Vic Theatre School. In this video, I'll share tips on how you can give your play the strongest chance of being produced, using a combination of art, craft and business, as well as bearing in mind some of the unique circumstances that might lead to your play meeting the public. Firstly, the art. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of scripts circulating in the UK at any one time, with not enough production slots to offer each of them, and certainly not enough budgets in the theatres to give them each a production slot. What is it that's at the heart of your play that's going to make it leap head and shoulders above the rest of all the other plays landing on the desks of literary managers, producers and directors across the country? Your unique experience, vision and dramatic and theatrical expression of what it means to be a human living in the world today. This is where your writing voice has the opportunity to sing out loud from the page. Now, this doesn't only mean write what you know. It does mean know what you write. Connect deeply and authentically with the experiences of all your characters. And then the likelihood is whoever's reading it will connect with them too. How is your play communicating an emotional truth that will move, engage and entertain an audience for an hour or more in a theatre space? How do you get your play produced? Start out by writing your truth of the world as you experience it. Your unique emotional experience of what it means to be a human in the world today that can pull a total stranger into that journey with you. Take risks, be bold, be brave, and don't try and second guess the market. Be true to yourself and to your art. And unique circumstance number one, art is subjective. You might do all of those things and still not secure a production, but keep the faith. Your play might not just have met its champion yet. Secondly, the craft. I used to read hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of plays a year for literary departments, competitions, and for subsidised and commercial theatres, and now as a freelance dramaturg. I was surprised how often I'd read plays where they were really only at a first draft stage, where the craft could have benefited from a little bit more scrutiny before it was sent into a theatre expectant of production. So before you send your play out, make sure it's in the best possible shape it can be. And here are 4 things you can easily do. Firstly, a reading. Have the script read aloud by friends, or if possible, other writers or actors. Use them as your first audience. Get feedback on it. How does the writing sound when it hits the space between performer and audience? Does it communicate what you intend? Is it overwritten? Underwritten? Are the roles clear and purposeful? Does the story make sense? Allow people to be honest with you and listen well. Secondly, self-dramaturgy. Give yourself time alone with the script to read it from different perspectives. For example, one read where you focus solely on the play's use of time. Another read where you focus solely on one character's journey. Another read where you look at location and environment. One on new information and how it's charted through the story. One on use of sound or use of theatrical space. Each time a new read and a singular focus. You'll be surprised how quickly you'll find ways to re-see and rewrite your own play and really secure its craft. Thirdly, watch and read like a writer. Go and see a play and watch like a playwright, a craftsperson. Think critically and objectively. Plays are wrought, not just written. That's in the word itself. What works and why? What touches you? What switches you off? Can you buy a copy of the play or a copy of the script and compare your experience in the room with what's on the page? Grow your understanding of the relationship between page and stage and see how you might reflect on your own writing and what you're expecting of the script in production as a result. Where is your play creating exciting opportunities for other members of the creative team as well? Lastly, find some time to not write. Let ideas and finished scripts percolate and settle. There's no rush. Theatres can programme up to a year in advance, and even just a week spent away from your script might offer you more clarity on what you've written. What might some time away from the script allow you to notice and see that you hadn't seen before? Writing a play is like building a house from the roof down. It's only when you finish that you can really see what foundations the whole architecture is built on. And that's a really good time to start thinking about a rewrite. And have integrity. If you know it doesn't work, try and solve the problem rather than ignoring it. To be a playwright, you have to love a good problem. How do you get your play produced? Collaborate with others. Be open to feedback. Be rigorous with yourself and your craft. Look at your writing from every angle. Watch other plays and ask yourself how and why they work on stage. Give yourself time to reflect on all of this in light of your script. So, to recap, your play is more likely to catch the attention of someone who's probably reading hundreds of plays a year if it's secure in both its art, its unique vision and emotional centre, and its craft, its dramaturgy and expression. And unique circumstance number 2. What catches my attention is different to what might catch the Royal Court's attention, or Soho Theatres, or Payne's Plough. Attention catching is subjective. So spread your net, or rather your script, as widely as possible. Send it to as many theatres as you can. You never know whose eye is going to catch next. Which brings us to business. Producing theatres will often have submission windows for new plays. Make sure you're on those theatres' mailing lists or social media so that you can know when they are to send your script in. Keep your eye out for competitions of any kind. These are a really good way for your play to get noticed. Even if you don't win the competition itself, script reading teams are made up of dramaturgs, producers, actors, directors, all on the lookout to champion new work and new writing. Competitions are great ways for your play to get noticed. Even if they don't win outright, they can be a ladder to development and production conversations that might later lead to your play meeting the public. Now, the word development can have a bad reputation, but the truth is most theatres will want to have an artistic relationship with you, the writer, and with the piece of work. Theatres want to be part of the artistic journey towards creating a rehearsal draft. And even plays that have won big competitions in the last 5 years have gone on, after winning, to a substantial process of rewriting. If you can't find direct submission windows for scripts, look for ways to get involved with artistic communities or development pathways with your local theatre. Are there scratch nights, workshops, training, local hubs for conversation and networking? Are you there in those conversations? Again, theatres will almost always want to get to know you and your work and your interests. Production decisions don't happen overnight. A decent-sized regional producing theatre will probably be spending around £60,000 minimum on a new play. That's for marketing, production, casting, rehearsal, the lot. And that's probably a conservative estimate at best. And that financial investment is responding to you, the writer, having something that they, the theatre, can believe in as passionately as you do, and can see that you've got the talent to achieve, your art and your craft. The business reality is that a new play will need to demand financial investment and also convince whoever's looking at programming new work for that space that they can also sell it to their audience or attract the new audiences that might be interested in coming. Unique circumstance number 3, timing can be everything with producing. The right slot, the right artistic director, the right time in the season, the right time in the funding cycle, the right context for their space and audience. It's a bigger, nuanced and much more networked conversation for the venue than just how good the play is. Self-producing is the other option. This can be an alternative, cheaper, more controlled and swifter way to get your work seen, to learn from the process of standing it up, to be in charge of the process and to move on to the next play having learned from this one. It's empowering, it's informative, and it's a great way to learn about producing from the coalface. It can also be financially risky, artistically exposing, and expectant of you working for free or expecting others to do the same, which is never ideal. Think about how you can work equitably with artistic integrity and what everybody might gain from the endeavour. Build your team carefully. On a very basic level, if you're not sure who you need to include in a full production team, look at a programme from the last play you went to see, or even go and talk to your local theatre for advice. You can also try ITC, the Independent Theatre Council, for excellent advice about how to staff and contract a show effectively and in a responsible way. You might also try crowdfunding or profit share or creating participatory engagement around your project. You might apply to the Arts Council England for funding, or maybe even a combination of all of these. But whatever you do, make sure you look after yourself and those who are working with you as well as the art. How do you get your play produced? Get yourself and your work visible. Go to the theatres where you'd like to see your play staged, or at the least read the plays they've produced, or read the reviews of the work that they're producing. Consider what might be gained from self-producing and make sure you do your research. And finally, unique ingredient number 4. What does success really look like for you in terms of being produced? Will you only be satisfied with a production at a leading regional or national theatre? Might you be satisfied doing it in the local community hall with an amateur dramatics society? Or any of the possibilities that might sit between these? What's the genuine value in being produced for you, and what will progress your learning and your career as a writer the most? Try not to get stuck. Success as a writer and a fulfilling production experience can come in many forms. Bristol Old Vic Theatre School offers full-time degrees and short courses for drama writers, performance designers and directors. The Introduction to Playwriting course offers a fast-paced introduction to the playwriting fundamentals such as dialogue, character, structure, location, and gives you the chance to explore those through group exercises, individual writing exercises, discussion of professionally produced plays, and listening to your work read by some of our acting students with a round table reading. For a more in-depth experience, the MA in Drama Writing immerses playwriting students in collaborations with students from other disciplines like directing, acting, performance design, and film and TV production. You'll gain practical skills and an understanding of drama writing as art, craft, and business. You can read more about our courses by visiting the website. Just have a look at the link below. And good luck with your play.